Here I am on sickleart.com. I posted a TED Talk video. This is Jennifer Doudna or Duna. Duna. My excuse, my French Haitian Creole. It's like really hard for me to pronounce certain names, and I'm bad at that. Let me just try to explain a little bit of what my thinking of starting a Patreon was about. It first started with this finding this basically finding this GoFundMe on the Friday Valentine's Day weekend. It's someone who's asking for a bone marrow transplant for sickle cell. Bone marrow transplantation is basically the only cure you have for sickle cell disease out there. And I had 60 something, $62 left in my checking, so I just wanted to donate it because that was my last amount of money. Then I started just sharing on my Twitter, asking people to care and show love, give love to sickle cell. I made a hashtag, give love to sickle cell, so you can and match the amount of love you can send to a person instead of just a person who really, really needs your help. Instead of just, the same old Valentine's Day thing that you do. So this video right here is my whole rant of cursing out my whole community for, black folks not helping out black folks. Because it's frustrating. So frustrating that we know we have celebrities. We know we have people who we are not powerless as a community. We talk about a lot of things, but we are not a powerless community. So here we have a scientist who discovered something. It's a technology called CRISPR-Cas9. Basically, and when you click this, you can learn a little bit something about what she talks about. Is basically genetic editing down to the DNA level. So basically, any kind of mutation can be rectified, can be fixed by using certain vectors, certain delivery points that can basically edit your DNA coding. It's complicated. I'm not a scientist, but you can listen to her talk by coming to sickleart.com and listening to it. It's basically about the this technology called CRISPR-Cas9, and she basically says blood diseases will be among the first to use it. She even mentions sickle cell anemia right in the video. So that got me started. Instead of like donating to this, bone marrow transplant, which nobody really cared that I said go do that. Only one person donated $10 after me, and that's a person I know from neogaf.com. So I've been doing this sickle cell awareness for a long, long time. And my art, less. I don't do my art as much. I don't have canvases. I don't have supplies. I've been begging. I had a GoFundMe right down here. You can see I raised money. I got close to my $2,000 goal. But that was 11 months worth of funding, you know. So the frustration is always there, like today. So I started this Patreon. Patreon is a website where people can go and become patrons of the arts. Patrons of the arts are basically people who have money, who give money to artists, creative people to create their art. So Patreon is like that. Musicians come here and they post a page and people donate to them. So right now I'm at six patrons, and my idea is to art for cure. So I want to give, for every $2 pledge I get, I want to give $1 to sickle cell, to the DNA to the DNA fund that I want to set up with SCDAA, the Sickle Cell Disease Association of America. So I have this page here. It's at patreon.com/Nazaire. I want you to come here and press become a patron and help me reach the goal of funding research for CRISPR-Cas9 technology for sickle cell. You know, I'm going to continue to work on this website to share every day, but it gets hard because I can see how many people are clicking on my links. I can see how many times my links are showing up. I understand how this social media works, you know. So I say I go on Twitter and I can see what's going on. And usually it's just like, you can't get people to click over, and you can't get people to donate. You can't get people to care. And that's a hard thing for any artist because you're a visual person. So when you feel invisible, it's a hard thing to feel. So yeah, Mr. Nobody. Mr. Nobody has been tweeting all day, and since I created the Twitter account, tomorrow I have something I hope will change how the Patreon is going so far. I have a call with a writer for the Greenwich Times at Greenwich, Connecticut, and I'm hoping that she will be able to write a story in the Greenwich Times, and someone will see the vision I have for DNA editing and the research that I want to fund, and basically become a patron of my art and help me get that off the ground. It's a crazy dream, but that is the beauty of this website. You can have crazy dreams. So, let me click patron so I can show you examples of other patrons that are on Patreon so that you can understand and have an idea of what the site is about. So let's click the hashtag Patreon. Let's click the hashtag Patreon, which should give us a lot of other people who basically use the same hashtag. All the people in Patreon that uses it. As you can see, there are other people. So let's find out about this one. Who is this advertising, and where's the Patreon that they're advertising? Okay, let's go to that Patreon and see what they are about. This is Blight Productions. They are Blight Productions is creating I can't arts and culture non-profit, non-fiction, my bad, podcasts and videos. So this is a podcast and video, and they have 33 patrons, and they make $157 per documentary video. So per video, this person is doing per video and per podcast. You can do per month or bi-weekly. So this one is per video that they create. Let's check another one, shall we? Since this wasn't such a super example, but it's trending a lot, and it has a lot there. That's another podcast. Let's look for an artist. This is an artist. This is somebody who draws and does their thing. I don't see their link, so we're not gonna go there. This is again me advertising, and dropping all this stuff, trying to make it. Here's another Patreon we can click on. That Yeah, this channel looks different from mine. The Nerd Bunny. So this one is creating cosplay. So basically a person who wears a costume, and they have 26 patrons, and they make 696 per month for doing the cosplay work that they do. You know, that's what it's about. That's what the website is about. People can support whatever creative endeavor you want. And for that much, let's look at another one. This is just a little education of what Patreon is about, so people can have an idea of what I'm asking for. And also, it's like I'm just basically shouting out all these other patrons. If you want to support them, go right ahead and do so. This person is creating manga and illustrations. So I can't view this because I'm not a patron, because it's hidden. Some things you have to be a patron. This person has 17 patrons, and they make $83 per week, which is pretty good, more than I can say for myself right now. So I learned about Patreon from Amanda Palmer. Amanda Palmer has a Patreon too. I can show you page Amanda Palmer. My I'm always having to say always have to say that my my laptop doesn't work very well. So my keyboard is broken, so I use this little thing right here to click certain keys on my MacBook. I wish you would shout out to Amanda Palmer. Shout out. If she would shout me out, because she's so popular, man, she would help out a lot. But she seems like a really busy person, so I can't blame her. But yeah, thanks to her, I found, I watched her TED talk of the art of asking. Really inspired me just to go ahead and start a Patreon and start asking for people out there to trust that they will help me. She has 7,342 patrons. I'm trying to reach 1,910. So she has a lot of people. She makes 34,589 per thing. Per thing means anytime she drops a song or anytime she posts something per thing, all her patrons pledges come in to total this amount per thing. That's a lot of money. So can you imagine if I was making this per month and I was putting half of it towards sickle cell research for a cure? Do you think there are this many black people out there in the community, like eight 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 8,000 of them? Do you think there are that many of them who would be willing to pay $2 or $3 or $5 to get me up this amount so that I do something about sickle cell disease? This is the thing, you know. We talk about black and white so much. We talk about how unfair the society is towards us. We talk about how sickle cell is ignored and how, there was no ice bucket challenge for us, But there are tools out here like that, and there's a person like me out here who wants to use my art in order to put sickle cell on the forefront. Because if I was making this amount of money, I would make front page on CNN. She did. She was in big time news when she made this record amount of money at that time. So that's what I want to do with my Patreon. I want to get to a place where I can make the amount. Let me see who she she sponsors. She supports certain people too. This person has, 1,243 patrons at $3,791 per video. That means every time this person posts a video on YouTube, they get that much. You know. Let me see about Jim Sterling, because Jim Sterling is one of my favorite video channels, and he has a Patreon. He has 3,923 patrons, and he makes $9,890 per month. Per month. So imagine if I could get 4,000 people in the black community to donate $2, or $5 per month to my Patreon. Put half of that money towards sickle cell research per month. And I wouldn't have to be living on food stamps, welfare, or disability. I would be painting. I would be living my dream. I would be doing something positive. But yeah, this is my dream. That's why I posted a Patreon. I want to be just like these guys. These folks who are creative people who create really cool stuff. And they have Patreon pages. And they ask fans who like their work to help support them to do their thing. This person has 687 patrons, and they make $1,819. This is more than I get for Social Security. Double, actually, or triple, actually. I make so little so that's my dream. I want to get as high as possible, as much money as possible on this, and put a huge chunk of it towards DNA research, you know, because I want to be cured. I don't know about you. I want to be cured. If you have sickle cell disease, I don't know what goes through your mind when you see all these things out there. And we know there's technology out there. All we have to do is fund it. All we have to do is care enough to demand it, that it's changed. So say I'm a famous artist and people are willing to buy my work for a huge amount of money. Where do you think I'm gonna put that money towards? I want to be cured. I don't want this thing to kill me. I don't want to lose my life to this. You know, this year I'm about to turn 43. I'm blessed. But here's what I'm asking: help me reach 1,910 patrons. That's my first goal, because 1910 was the year sickle cell was discovered. My hashtag is Art for Cure. Hashtag Art for Cure. And I'm on Patreon at patreon.com Nazaire. You go there and you see what I'm about. Or just you have to go there and you see what I'm about. It is difficult, but it's just the beginning. I'm still gonna be here. I'm going to be posting every day, even after I reach my goal, until this thing is cured. I'm going to do it. This was a very old 2012 article for Art to the Avenue in Greenwich Times. That's the interview I'm about to have tomorrow for the Greenwich newspaper. Maybe I will be able to get patrons to support my Patreon. So say you on patreon.com, all you have to do is basically say, let me just try to search Art for Cure and see if it shows up. Unless my computer is dead. Art for, see, all you have to do is Art for, and here's my name. So Art for Cure, and you go to my Patreon. Like I said before, I got 6 patrons, and I'm looking for 1,910 to hit some number here on that I don't have, that I still can continue and go once per month and get my phoresis treatment, but also paint, and also help fund a cure for this disease that I don't want to be doing this for the rest of my life. You know, I think my art is worth it. I think my talent is worth it. I think all I've done for 19 years with the sickle cell art, you know, here's a doctor standing on a podium giving a speech, and here's the art that helps get the impact that he wants. It's my work, you know. A person like that could become a patron for $2 a month, and that would help me greatly to continue to do the same kind of art that inspires people. You know, that I need your help. I need a patron. I need somebody who is able to help. To help, just come here, click the button, sign in with your Facebook account or your email address, and just pledge $1 or two, and give me some hope and inspiration, because every time I get a new patron, it's one step closer to independence, to live on my own without social security, without SNAP, food stamps, without these kind of things. I was homeless 3 times, and I never want to be homeless again. So I'm not gonna get off disability until I can see that I can make a living per month. So that's what Patreon is about. This is why I'm asking for help. And this is a long-term thing, and my goal is to start this fund The Nazaire DNA Editing for Sickle Cell Research Fund. I really, really want this thing to have millions of dollars in it. Not me becoming a millionaire, but this having millions of dollars in it that can cure sickle cell, because that's what how much it's gonna cost. I also put down here a huge ticket item that if somebody wants to donate this much, they can click that much. 1,000, you know, 191,000, you know. There are plenty of people out there who have that kind of cash just laying around. They buy cars and they just park it. They don't really care about that kind of money because they have so much of it. They can make a difference. It's not just in my life, but the things that I want to accomplish. Because if I had that kind of money, this is exactly what I'll be doing with it. Curing sickle cell disease. I think the DNA CRISPR-Cas9 DNA editing is something that's going to be curing a lot of things. I just want to be part of it. I don't want sickle cell to be ignored. I just want to make sure we have our funding ready for whenever the time comes that the pause on that technology is lifted and they start working on it. We have our own scientists funded. That's what I want. That's what this is all about. So thank you for watching this video, and I hope you will share it, and I hope you understand why I'm on Patreon and why I'm a painter and why I really love painting and being creative. And this is what I'm asking for, a artful cure. Please pledge today and become a patron. The deal is at 1910, when I reach that level of patrons, each month I will select one patron to send one large piece. I've already said I would send daughter first. One large piece to one of my patrons. So if you think you can't afford my artwork, at least $2 a month will give you a perfectly good chance, a better chance than playing the Powerball would give you at winning one of my artwork. That's a perfectly good chance, perfectly good investment, because it is worth much more than $2. The artwork I would be sending you. So consider that when you're making your $2 pledge. That when I reach that number, 1910, I will be sending out this artwork to one of my patrons each month. I will pick a patron to send their artwork to. So please, become a patron. Support my work, my art, because I have this dream, like this hero that I drew, of curing my own pain, my own suffering. I want to end this pain.